93% of men are walking in the dark when it comes to attraction. They rely on assumptions, stereotypes, and outdated advice to try to understand what women really want. The outcome is almost always the same: confusion, missed opportunities, and a rejection that's rarely voiced. But what about the other 7%? What do they understand that most men never see? They understand the system not through manipulation, but through awareness. Today, you're part of that 7%. We're going to examine 11 psychological truths about women that most men never learned. These are principles that shape attraction, connection, and genuine desire. We're not talking about tricks or games. We're talking about communicating in a language that their minds and biology already respond to. This is about emotional intelligence, behavioral awareness, and understanding subtle dynamics that most people overlook. When you understand these deeper layers, your presence changes without force or performance. Let's start with a truth that transcends logic. First fact: women fall in love through smell. It's a primal urge. Research shows that women have almost 50% more neurons dedicated to the sense of smell than men. When a woman is drawn to your natural scent, a sign of genetic compatibility, her subconscious attraction intensifies significantly. That's why a clean, subtle, and authentic scent has more impact than any witty line you could utter. Hygiene, skin chemistry, and even the consistency of your personal care routine play a role in how you are perceived on a biological level. Attraction often begins before words are exchanged, and scent is one of the earliest gateways to that. Connection. This leads us to the second fact. Women are deeply attracted to men who know how to set boundaries. Boundaries function as an emotional framework. A man with clear boundaries isn't distant or cold. He projects self-respect and inner stability. He doesn't chase or beg. He connects from a place of wholeness, creates security. She doesn't need to manage your emotions. And that freedom allows attraction to flow. It's not about playing hard to get, but about being someone difficult to unsettle. Emotional discipline, consistency, and calm decision-making reinforce those boundaries. When your actions align with your words, trust builds naturally. Third fact: attraction often appears before it's expressed. Many women only consider romantic interest after first sensing your interest. Since direct rejection carries risks, they tend to communicate through signals rather than explicit declarations. Your role isn't to interrogate or force definitions. Your role is to observe and respond with serenity and confidence. Patience and awareness allow attraction to develop organically instead of being pressured into existence. The man who understands timing rarely needs to push for clarity, because clarity reveals itself through behavior. The fourth fact explains something you've surely noticed but never verbalized. At pre-selection, women are subconsciously more attracted to men who are already attractive to other women. It's a biological shortcut for assessing value. It's not about faking anything. It's about building a genuinely rich social life. When you're a man who values others and is valued in turn, even by women, attraction arises naturally. Social proof signals emotional competence, stability, and trustworthiness. A strong network reflects character and reliability without you having to announce it. So how does she test or show interest? That's the fifth fact. Playful teasing serves to test your inner strength. When she gently teases you, she's not trying to hurt you. She's assessing your confidence. Will you crumble? Will you become defensive? The appropriate response is to play along with a relaxed sense of humor, a knowing smile, calm acceptance. This demonstrates that your inner stability isn't fragile. What could have been a test transforms into a moment of connection. Humor combined with composure is one of the most attractive traits because it communicates emotional security. Fact number 6. Her primary language is usually nonverbal. Words are just the surface layer. Is her body oriented toward you? Does she hold eye contact a second longer than usual? Is there a casual, almost involuntary brush of your hand? These are signals from her conscious mind, allowing her subconscious interest to express itself. Learn to read them and stop guessing. Start moving with intention. Microexpressions, tone shifts, posture changes, and proximity all reveal more than direct statements ever could. Awareness of these cues allows you to respond appropriately instead of overthinking. Asterisk, the seventh fact is a master key to intimacy. Give compliments with intention, not out of habit. Notice the details. Her choice of earrings. The way she articulated a well-thought-out idea. Even an intimate compliment isn't just about sex. It's a demonstration of deep attention. It communicates. I see the thought behind who you are. Specificity separates genuine admiration from generic flattery. When you recognize effort, intelligence, creativity, or emotional depth, you create a bond rooted in appreciation rather than surface attraction. Asterisk, that brings us directly to the eighth fact, the foundation of it all. For most women, emotional connection is the gateway. Physical attraction usually arises as a result of emotional security and intellectual affinity. You build it not by acting, but by showing genuine curiosity. Ask about the meaning behind her stories. Listen to understand, not just to respond. That way, you stop being an option and become a destination. Depth of conversation, shared values, and mutual respect strengthen desire over time. Emotional safety amplifies physical chemistry instead of replacing it. Asterisk, ninth fact, her friends act as advisors. Their opinions aren't noise, they're relevant information. Building a respectful and authentic relationship with them isn't about seeking approval. It's a sign of social intelligence and emotional awareness. Shows you understand that she exists within a network, not in isolation. When you treat her circle with respect, you demonstrate maturity and long-term thinking. Healthy relationships rarely exist in secrecy or separation from community. Asterisk, the 10th fact acts as a practical filter. Beware of transactional dates. A significant percentage of women admit to accepting dates solely for free meals. Protect your time and energy, starting with low investment, high connection encounters, a walk, a coffee. Filters out genuine interest in you, not your resources. Shared experiences that encourage conversation reveal compatibility faster than expensive settings. Investment should grow naturally with mutual effort, not be front-loaded without emotional reciprocity. Asterisk, and finally, fact number 11. When she's upset, she needs presence, not solutions. The male impulse is to fix things. The more evolved response is to connect. When she distances herself, it's often a test. Will you respond with patience and empathy or with frustration and withdrawal? Listening calmly without rushing to solve. The problem builds more trust than any grand gesture. Saying, "That sounds really difficult. Tell me more," creates deeper connections than offering advice. Emotional validation strengthens intimacy because it shows that her feelings are safe with you. Asterisk. These 11 truths aren't a mechanical list. They're expressions of a unique mindset. The mindset of calm, perceptive leadership. The Stoic man doesn't use psychology to control outcomes. He uses it to understand reality. He knows that attraction isn't conquered. It's cultivated with presence, respect, and solid self-control. This approach requires self-awareness, discipline, and continuous growth. It is less about techniques and more about character. Asterisk, stop trying to become what you think she wants. Become a deep, clear, and genuinely curious man. Understand their nature, master your own, and watch the dynamic shift. You won't just become more attractive, you'll become impossible to ignore. This is Stoic Nexus.